Yeah. What's up? What's good? What's popping? What's cracking? What's percolating? What's really good in the hood? It is your man Theo Butler. We are here. This might be the last Wednesday that we have the Wall of Fame up, but we are here. Let's go ahead and turn the lights on. Yes, yeah. That's sexy, ain't it? Yeah, we are here. What a week it was Wednesday with myself and the Rock With Me Nation. Yeah. I think we got a great show tonight. I do. Shout out to my brother Daryl. He just had his in-depth comic book review. Saw the video. Lovely Grand Madam Tarot. She received her gifts from my brother Daryl and everything like that. Put a smile on my face. I ain't gonna lie. Anybody else feel good when somebody else feel good? Like seeing somebody smile and everything like that, be happy. That make you feel good? Yeah, it put a smile on my face. It did. I was cheesing. She pulled out the Punisher and all that stuff and everything like this. Just cheesing from ear to ear. The Gore the God Butcher Act, the MCU version and everything, just cheesing. It put a smile on your boy's face and everything like that. So, oh man. We are still here. Yes, we are. We're counting down. We're waiting on our VA rep to make their move because we sent them all the necessary paperwork and everything like that. It's one of those things where it messes with you when you're trying to do the right thing and somebody else just tries to screw you over. Like it's just one of the most disheartening things in the world. You're like, well, damn. And then when they try and underscore your participation as a veteran, I almost lost my cool yesterday. You the HUD picked you up. No, the VA. Don't disparage my service. Don't do that. Don't do that. 6 years honorably discharged. No, man, we're not doing that. In the hardest branch of the military, no, we're not gonna ever. No, don't ever disparage me as a veteran. Don't do that. Don't. That ain't gonna ever go right. Nobody. I don't care who that is. But we are still here. And so, like I said, we're just counting down today. That said, I see we got 3 people here. 3 people here. I feel good, my dear. We're going to make it do what it's going to do. We're going to go ahead and go over tonight's show and everything like that. I don't want to be a rude guest. I was taught better than that by my peoples and everything. So what I'm going to do is see who all up in here. I'm going to turn that daggum volume down. We see Groovy, Baby, Tonight. Really do like the way you groove me. Hey, yeah, that make it feel like a party right there. Yeah. We got the lovely Grand Madam Tarot. Just talking about the lovely Grand Madam Tarot. This is the darkness before the dawn. Your level up. Hey, Grand Madam, you say it, I believe it. I don't have a choice but to believe that. Because I feel like I'm going through it for a reason. Like if I was just doing something different, I feel like it's the reason why stuff is being put in my path and everything like that. Because when it hit, it's gonna hit. Yeah, don't know. You don't want me. Life might not necessarily want me to talk like that. Hey, no, you're doing too much unifying. Well, kings do build bridges. Like I ain't saying, I'm just saying. But yes, Grand Madam, thank you so much for the kind word. Anansi the Spider, love that name. I got to drink water. It is 82 degrees in our house. The AC has been out for 2 weeks now. They got a portable, crazy. Somebody then told you for a year that their AC unit been effed up for 2 years. You come in, you delete all the work orders from 2025 just for that person's AC unit to finally kick the bucket. Middle of June, over the weekend, just kick the dadgum bucket, right? You put in a portable AC unit, and even 3 windows in the house, 2 sliding doors, a window in the living room, a window in this room, which I'll probably need to let up to get me some air here, except it's hot outside. And a window in my daughter's room. The AC unit is sitting in the living room. What is that doing for me back here? Nothing. So I got to have me a tall glass of ice water. That's it. While y'all are here, before we get into what the night show is going to be about, I want to put something on your mind. y'all pontificate on this, if you will. I want to know, do y'all follow comic book creators for knowledge or for entertainment? There is no third answer. There is no third. It ain't no both. Knowledge or entertainment. I want to know. You put your answers down in the comment section. So, comics this week. Shout out to League of Comic Geeks. That's the website that I go to see what came out this week. They every Wednesday, faithful. You see right there. And I went there this week. I did. I went there today. I did. And you know, when you're going through a financial crisis, it's good. It makes you feel good to look at stuff that's coming out and it don't interest you. You don't feel like you're missing out on nothing. Let me tell you something. That has been the site that I've been going to know what's coming out, right? For, I want to say, the past 4 or 5 years. And I was excited when I first found it. It is called the League of Comic Geeks. I was excited when I first found it. You going, oh man, this coming out, that coming out. Oh man, I'm gonna have to get this. I'm gonna have to get that. Now it's like this. To the left, to the left. Ooh. To the left, to the left. Everything I scroll to the box to the left. Ain't nothing come out that I wanted. Now I'm not saying this is a safe space. Might have been some stuff there for you. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that with you. I'm saying to you, nothing tickled my fancy. I was so excited. I was so excited to know what to do. I said, oh, y'all just ain't putting out no chocolate. Y'all ain't putting out no chocolate. Like y'all ain't even trying to hide y'all hand no more. It ain't putting out no chocolate. Now, mind you, when I say that website, I want folks to know that they don't just have Marvel and DC comics on their website. No, they don't. They don't. No, they got quite a few comics on there from quite a few different peoples. And ain't nobody checking for chocolate. I'm like, ooh. But y'all love, yeah, never mind. You say, Anansi says he follows comic creators for entertainment. Grand Madam Tarot says for entertainment. And Groovy Feast says knowledge. Okay. There's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer. I did ask that question for a reason. Because that's y'all gonna see where I'm going with this. Like I said, there is no wrong answer. Let me put these goggles back on. So yeah, comics this week, League of Comic Geeks website. Y'all go check it out. It'll let you know comics that are coming out this week and everything like that. I looked at it. Like I said, I didn't quite a few comics on there from quite a few different companies. I didn't. It's a lack of chocolate. But then again, it's a lack of caramel too. It's a lack of strawberry. Y'all like that? Y'all like I'm doing that? Caramel, strawberry, right? And it's a lack of French vanilla. I'm saying French vanilla because we know it anyway. Peach. Can I say peach? Yeah. All right. Yeah. No. I'm gonna go ahead and say lemon sherbet. So yeah, it's a lack of chocolate ice cream, strawberry ice cream, lemon sherbet, and lemon sherbet, strawberry ice cream, caramel or butter pecan ice cream. Yeah, ain't none of that in there. A lot of vanilla. No, I ain't mad at that. I'm just, I'm not missing nothing, is what I'm saying. Moving right along. So I don't know if y'all were paying attention. I was. Sony got rid of 200 titles that folks have already paid for via digital subscription. Like I think I own that, but I don't. And then Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out for PlayStation 5, 6, 4, whatever. There will be no hard copy. Now, that's funny to me. That's funny to me. I might not be the only one. I know it might not be funny to some, but I've always been a fan of having a hard copy. Always. Suppose you ain't got access to the internet. Digital. I better be able to save it. I better be able to save it. Like on my own. Like I better be able to put it somewhere where I own it in the house if I got the digital copy. But just by no. Theo, don't say it. I'm gonna say it because it's a show. We grown and everything like that. It's quite a few folks in the state of Florida that had paid for some stuff, but Ron DeSantis came through with a state legislation, and they lost subscriptions that they had. Now they can't go public with it because it's going. They can't tell you publicly what they lost because everybody might not understand what they was doing. But I'm just telling you, if you know me and I know you, and I know you, you know me, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, state of Florida. So yeah. I don't understand that. Why you want me to do what you're doing in your home? Why I can't do in my home? Why you can't mind your business in your home and I mind my business in my home? Why you want me to run my household like you run your household? I ain't never understood that. Like folks be cross town, want you to have your house looking like their house. Hell, action figure collectors, just one, would want my wall to look like his wall. We're not the same person. What the hell wrong with you? So yes, is there anyone on this live tonight that then lost their digital copy? As in they didn't deleted it, you ain't got it no more, you feel some type of way. And or are there any people on this live, gamers, because we're gonna get into that. I gotta ask the question. I read some on Twitter. I know the person was just talking out the side of their neck, but I want to talk to the Rock with Me Nation about it. How do you feel about Grand Theft Auto 6 not having a hard copy? Won't be getting my money. Can I say that one more time? Won't be getting my money. What's Juju, my fellow Devil Dog? Long time no see, Devil Dog. Long time no see, Devil Dog. What's going on? Juju is in the building. What is going on? Lex Silver said, "Yo, Theo, what's one superhero game you think they should bring back with better graphics or get a sequel?" I got two for you: X-Men Legends, 1 and 2, and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2. Yeah, they ain't take long at all. Definitely. What's the Justice League Superheroes? Run that back. Also, Young Justice. Run that back. Yeah, ain't take long at all. I've been waiting on them. Good question. Ooh, I've been had that sitting in the holster for the longest time, waiting on somebody to ask me that question. Yeah, bring me back X-Men Legends. Bring back X-Men Legends 3. Bring me back, because I don't know what this nonsense was they gave us before. I'm not even acknowledging that. Give me Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3. I don't know what that was. I'm telling you now. Don't do that. I'm not acknowledging that. Give me Justice League. Yeah, let me get that. Because the first game, it was nice, but it ended way too soon. Let me get Young Justice. Yeah, I need that in my life. Make it a little bit easier to play, because that first game. But yeah, great question. Y'all, that's Ian right there. That's Ian right there. He be rocking with me on TikTok. Great question, Ian. Great question. Let me see here. One hand I never got rid of is a web of shadows. You ain't wrong. You ain't. He say he never got rid of web of shadows. I own all the hard copies. I don't even know what that is to own a soft copy. What's that? Anansi says, yeah, I think physical media will always be superior to streaming, just as long as we have something on which to play the physical media. Absolutely. I think, and sometimes we take it for granted because we have it. I'm going to do something about that tonight. I get off this live. I got the PlayStation 4. Okay, well, You play DVDs, Blu-rays on your PlayStation 4. Yeah. You just have to download the software. All right, well. So we don't know what that Walmart they got rid of their dollar bins. They didn't got rid of their $5 bins. I ain't asking, I'm just asking. we didn't got too bougie. Like, no. So we don't buy DVDs and Blu-rays no more. I did no, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. To the no. I need my hard copy. I need that. I need that. Just in case, as what my dog say, not Tank, not Genuine. Jaheim. Just like Jaheim would say, just in case. Yeah. I need that. I need a hard copy. I need that. The only thing I do digital is download music, and I download it to my phone. My phone. My phone, my smart device. Yeah, if I buy I got your music. Always in reaching distance. Yeah, that's what that is. That's what that is. I don't want to keep up and everything like that. We're gonna get back to what y'all said. And Ian, just to let you know, we got a question. Let it permeate. Think about it. Do you follow comic creators, social media influencers, for knowledge or for entertainment? There is no wrong answer. There is no wrong answer, but there's also no third answer. It's either one or the other. There is no wrong answer. Let me know. Think about that. Pontificate on that, if you will. Let me see here. Lex Silver says, I feel like they could give T'Challa some fighting games similar to Batman games. Awesome fighting mechanics, I'm sure. Yeah, they could if they wanted to. Your opinion on Gotham Knights, was it good or did it come up short? I'm going to come back in. I want to make sure I stay on schedule for the night, or we'll be in here for a long time, and I am not trying to do that. not in this room. We ain't got no AC in the house. Let's see here. So we got that out of the way. The death of physical media, Sony moving away and everything like that. Next question. I was talking to my homeboy last night, chat. Some of y'all know him as GPT. And I asked him, I said, considering the lack of ongoing monthlies for T'Challa, all things Black Panther, would fan fiction be better? So what I want to ask is this, to you tuning in. Like I said, there's no wrong answer. What is fan fiction to you? Turn around. I'm asking the question. What is fan fiction to you? Once again, there's no wrong answer. I'm going somewhere with this. What is fan fiction to you? Because you're the fan, and I think it's safe to say that we've been paying attention to over the past 4 or 5 years, that you may know more than the writer that's writing your favorite character. You definitely might care more than the writer does that's writing your favorite character. Thus, you might not be getting what you want story-wise in regards to your favorite character. What do you do about that? So my first question to you, to the Rock With Me Nation, like I said, there's no wrong answer. What is fan fiction to you? That's what I want to know. I'm going to keep up with these notes. I see y'all in here and everything like that. What you say? Chat GPT, Claude AI, and I go way back. That's from Anansi the Spider. Ian says, to me, fan fiction is fans showing their creativity. I like that. That makes sense. Juju says, in regards to whether he watches superhero social media influencers for entertainment or knowledge, he says knowledge. So if I'm not mistaken, that's 2-2, because we had 2 for knowledge, 2 for entertainment. Like I said, there's no wrong answer. Feel free to answer. This is a safe space. Anansi, let me see. So that's what I want to know. To you, what do you consider fan fiction to be? I'm going somewhere with this, especially if you're a Black Panther fan. I'm going somewhere with this, especially if you are a Black Panther fan. What is fan fiction to you? There is no wrong answer. There is no wrong answer. I see what we got thus far from Ian. Let me see here. I'll tell you why I'm asking that question. Go with me if you will, because all this ties in. I see a lot of activity on Twitter. I feel for those who are frustrated. I get it. But you're the fan. And you're accustomed to reading fiction. Since social media has blown up, I know for a fact that you watch Elseworld stories from various YouTubers. You watch verses from various YouTubers. I know if you're an action figure collector, you watch, I don't know how many in-game videos where they've been using stop motion. I know if you collect G.I. Joes, you watch videos where they use their G.I. Joe action figures to tell stories. I know you have, because I have. You see what? Because I'm a nerd. You see what I just did? Because I'm a nerd. You watch Ace Vane, I watch Ace Vane. All that is fan fiction. It's an alternate universe. He using voiceovers, fan fiction. So that's all that is. So when I look at, because it's something my brother Daryl said, I want to say about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, about what are we doing on social media? We're Black Panther fans. I would like to think by now, if I've been rocking with you for about 3-4 years, you're a Black Panther fan. What you arguing with somebody for on social media? And some of us go hunt the argument. You know that person don't know what they talking about. It should, if you feel like you have to say something, it should be good enough for you to say what you got to say and move on. There's no need for the back and forth, no need for no name calling, no need for you to get your blood pressure up. You know this person don't know what the hell they talking about, and they should by now. And if they don't by now, then it's safe to say they're not a fan. Some of us are going above and beyond to engage them, and I'm like, I love the Rock With Me Nation. We talk about Black Panther stuff and we go about our business. Even if we pull up on various social media websites and we see one another, we interact, drop some Black Panther, some Wakanda stuff, and we go about our business. We don't go chasing those that don't know. We will even go so far as this, drop tidbits. Kamoyo is good about doing this. Dropping little tidbits of Black Panther knowledge and go on about our business. I'm gonna drop this right here and I'm holler at you. I told you I was going somewhere with this. Make sure I keep up with these notes because it's cold. It's hot in here. Let's see. Nanzi says, to him, fan fiction to me, is anyone writing stories that puts the main characters in a favorable light, not tearing the character down as though one dislikes the main character. You know, Chat GPT says something similar. Ian says, follow up to fan fiction. Why do you think a lot of fan fiction ideas aren't used by the creators? They have to pay somebody. They would have to pay somebody. And not only would they have to pay them, they would have to admit something as well. You got to pay them for the story. That is what that is. But then you got to admit this person that ain't a part of the industry came up with a story that is either A, just as interesting as something you came up with, or B, superior to anything you've ever come up with. That's a hard pill to swallow. Everybody not gonna do that. Everybody not gonna do that, Ian. Anansi says, unless the fan fiction is about a villain, but the fan fiction writer should have love for the characters to some degree because that person is a fan. I love that. I love that, Anansi. Stay right there. I love that. So we asked, what is fan fiction really? Now, Here we go, because I said I was going somewhere with this. Can fan fiction save Black Panther? It's a yes or no question. There is no wrong answer. Feel free to give an explanation. Can fan fiction save Black Panther, the world of Wakanda? There's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer. Ian says if it's done right. I like that. Go ahead and elaborate if you don't mind, Ian. I like that. I like that. If it's done right. If it's done, like I said, there's no wrong answer. But I want to know, because I'm looking at us on social media. And I'm looking at us, and I'm going to tell you why I'm asking this question. Because if you're a Black Panther fan, comic book, what I'm getting ready to say ain't about to surprise you. So let's go ahead and kick the bobo. We read Ta-Nehisi Coates. All right, cool. Some like the first 25 issue story arc, some didn't. Some like the second 25 issue story arc, some didn't. And that's the Intergalactic. That's crazy. Nobody cared for JR's run, 15 issues. Nobody. All right. Dr. Eve Ewing's 10 issue run, mixed reviews. Just being honest, mixed reviews. Cheryl Lynn Eaton's 3 issue run, too short. Too short. All right, we got Imperial. T'Challa plays a role. Okay. You get that Black Panther Intergalactic. One shot. Okay. All right. Then you get the 5-issue limited series where he's intergalactic, right? Oh, okay. All right. Then you get the 60th anniversary issue. Okay. Now you got this Black Panther Namor Doom, which if you look at the synopsis, and this is when I be looking at folks, and I'm looking at a dude right now that's got on some shades where he was talking about a bit. He was calling himself Blasting Marvel, the comic book company, and he called himself to a degree saying that comic book looked like it was going to be fired. Looked like it was going to be fired to whom? You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. Dude, you know, always wear shades, always angry and every damn thing like that. And I'm like, to a Black Panther fan who's looking at a story that's got Namor in it, there's certain expectations there. A Black Panther fan with a story with Namor, Doom, and they going to hell, oh yeah, it's certain expectations there that I don't think I've ever heard him speak to, such as they going underwater, because T'Challa don't need no breathing apparatus. He don't. We're going to see him discharge some electrical abilities, because he can do that. And you say they going to hell. Bass ain't got nothing to do with the story. She don't. Mephisto, he got something to do with the story. He going to hell. No. We not talking about no King of the Dead, none of that. Necropolis is not mentioned. It's demons pulling up on Wakanda. You say it's demons pulling up on Wakanda? How? I'm looking at the dude, and mind you, I know he's wrote Marvel Zombies, but there's nothing about the synopsis that tells me he's going to get T'Challa right. And that's been more so the norm here recently since John Ridley's run. So when folks be on social media complaining about him not having an ongoing monthly, I'm asking myself, are you really happy with the stories you've gotten in the past? Whether they were ongoing monthlies or whether they were limited runs, were you really satisfied? I'm asking the question, do you really trust the comic book company, whether they get his character on ongoing monthly or not? I think that's a fair question. You had an ongoing monthly with John Ridley run. It was trash. It was trash. It was an ongoing monthly. It's trash. Complete and utter trash. That's the worst writing and the fact that ain't nobody squared this dude off yet. He shouldn't be allowed to do not one more interview talking about nothing else he's written. Because I'm real big on, before we talk about 5, let's talk about 0. Because we got to get to 0 before we get to 5. I don't believe in having no conversation talking about T and we ain't discussed M yet. I don't believe in that. I believe in going in order. This is what we're going to do right here. Ain't nobody saying nothing to that dude. Talking about everything else he got going on. There's no way. There's no way. If I am an interviewer and I can't ask John Ridley about that run on Black Panther, I don't need to interview him. Because I know damn good and well that's what the audience is there for. I don't care about that other stuff. Let me get back. Because I did ask the question. Can fan fiction save Black Panther? Because clearly, monthly writers can't do it. Clearly, folks working for Marvel Comics can't do it. As in, clearly, professional writers can't do it. So I'm asking those who keep asking, can they get a monthly ongoing from professional writers if we really need stories from professional writers when it comes to Black Panther, all things Wakanda, or would the fan fiction be better? Let me see. Keeping up here. What Ryder Maverick is in the building. What is going on? What is going on? She says she speaks to everybody. What's going on? Ian says, for one thing, stay accurate to what's happened and don't be biased towards any character. Absolutely. I agree with that. Tell the story. Tell the story. Tell the story. I'm right there with you, Ian. He said, what's one react? Oh, I don't. You got to tell me what you meant with that. Grand Madam says, yes, fan fiction can keep the interest up for Black Panther. Once I finish my project, I will definitely be writing a Black Panther story. Anansi says, yes, fan fiction can definitely save Black Panther. People at Marvel and some of the Marvel writers aren't true Black Panther fans. The Rock With Me Nation always has great Black Panther fan fiction. Ian says, what's one reoccurring bad habit you think creators have been doing lately? Inserting themselves into the story. And comic book fans see it. Whether we speak on it or not, we can tell when the writer has inserted themselves into the story. And I'm going to come back to that real quick, Ian. Anansi says there are a few Marvel writers who do love T'Challa, Hickman, Eaton, Mayberry, Hudlin. Absolutely, absolutely. So this is what I meant when I said that, Ian. Tosin from that 15-issue Ridley run. John Ridley inserted his personal beliefs about the character into the story. That's what he did. Like, he don't like the character. And you can tell by the way he was writing the character. He didn't care anything for the character. He wanted to deconstruct the character because I majored in creative writing with a minor in communications. John Ridley majored in, I want to say East Asian, something like that. That's his major. So even though he's Black, culturally speaking, that's not where his passion lies. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can see T'Challa is Black culture. To respect T'Challa, and I'm paraphrasing the other dude who destroyed T'Challa, to love Black culture is to love Black Panther. I know who created him, but I also know what he's supposed to represent. If you can't see what he's supposed to represent as a Black person, honestly, it shouldn't even take all that, because it shouldn't matter what your race is. You should be able to lock in to who he's supposed to represent. As Anansi listed, there are writers out there that aren't Black that write T'Challa with the utmost respect. Jonathan Hickman put him back on the throne. I want us to think about that for a second. A brother took him off, because I'll be looking at folks how we talk about one another. A brother took him off and spit in his face, had him getting dragged every issue. Meanwhile, in Gotham, here comes Jonathan Hickman. Not only we're going to start off the story, he's the Galactic Emperor, he's back over Wakanda, and he's going to have him engage 2 Hulks and come out on top and threaten Gladiator. T'Challa right now, the way Jonathan Hickman left him, is a galactic force. King of Wakanda Prime, Emperor of the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, which makes him a galactic force. That's what he is. You got writers that have been writing T'Challa as less than since when? Because Cheryl Lynn Eaton, I'm gonna be honest with you, that was the best. That was the best, and I'm taking all of them. Brian Hill into consideration with Ultimate Black Panther. 24 issues. I like that run. It's not that 3-issue run. I like Dr. Eve Ewing. 10 issue. That's not that 3-issue run. And what I was gonna say about Dr. Eve Ewing, she broke up Adam Brashear and Monica Rambeau. That's her in the comics. That was either her injecting herself into that story because she felt some type of way about them being together, or she was following orders. Would we be doing that in fan fiction? Let me keep up here. Ian says, follow up, if they took some ideas from the fans, what would you want them to put into new comics, a movie, a series, or a video game? Just respect the source material. Yeah, just respect the source material. Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Just respect the source material. That's it. Just respect it. And don't act like what you're putting out replaces the source material. Because James, folks say whatever they want to say about James Gunn, good, bad, that ain't my point. He don't conflate the two. Oh no. You got what he got going on. You got what the comic books got going on, and then you got what the absolute ain't none of them acting like they the other person. You literally had this dude, and I think this is the biggest problem right here. Kevin Feige made it easy for comic book fans not to be respected. He made it easy. Ryan Coogler then made it easy. Nate Morton made it easy because they went above and beyond to tell movie fans hiring comic book fans is a red flag for a superhero movie. So that, and when you look at how folks that just by and large go to movies, they talk like that, they move like that. Do I need to read comic books to be a superhero fan? To know what you're talking about, yeah. Yeah, you would like to think as a fan, you would just want to do that anyway, but it seems like you just want to take the easy road out so you can say what you want to say and not be checked. No, and we only do that in this medium. Mind you, I'm going to go above and beyond and say we only conflate the heroes from the comics being inferior to the heroes in the movies with Marvel. We don't do that with DC. We don't ever do that with DC. We watch the Arrowverse. Well, nobody acting like that show was supplanting Oliver Queen, even though Arrow gave us the better Oliver Queen. We wasn't sitting up there acting like that was the comic book. No, we knew better. Plus, that wasn't nobody but Bruce shooting arrows. Ryder Maverick says, our Black Panther Storm Wiki and subreddit has so much art and stories that it keeps us busy. Have it though about Marvel in ages, 30 years timeline and 5 children. We got Wakanda. Ooh, you better say it. You better say it. You better say it. And I don't know why I ain't got the Reddit invite. I don't know why I'm just not hearing about this here, Yana. I'm in my feeling. Here you been over here hanging out with the Rock With Me Nation. You got some cousins and some kin folks over there, and you ain't invited us to the cookout. God almighty Jesus. Boy, I tell you how we do one another. Let me keep up with these notes here. What's going on, Black Panther, Black writers? writing black character is no longer a flex. Say, Theo, why you got quiet? I couldn't say nothing. I couldn't say nothing. Way too many of us been caught lacking. Way too many of us been caught lacking. And here's the damnedest thing. Back in the day, you never wanted to get caught lacking by grandmama and them. Getting caught lacking by your friends, getting caught lacking by parents and sisters and brothers. You never wanted to get caught lacking by grandmama and auntie and them. It's quite a few black writers in the past 10 years that got caught lacking by grandmama and them when it comes to black characters. Like, y'all didn't got caught slipping up. And the thing is, before y'all slip up, we talk to you like grandmama and them. We say, hey, baby, come here, baby. Come here. Don't do that. What? Listen, I know what you want to do, but I'm just telling you, don't do that. It's not going to go right. It's not going to work out in your favor. Folks going to be mad at you about it. No, they ain't. Yeah, they will. Yeah. We even talk to you like grandmama and them, granddad and them, your uncle and them, just for you to go do what you want to do anyway, and then look stupid. My comic book got canceled. Really? You sound surprised. I thought they was gonna keep me going. No, they kept you going long enough just so you would do what they wanted you to do. And after you did what they wanted you to do, yeah, they let you do a little stuff. But you need to know, soon as they let you go, they finna dial this character all the way back down. But they're not gonna do nothing with what you did. What you mean? Oh, that whole goddess stuff? You can say bye-bye to that. You ain't writing that no more? Oh no, she just finna go back to being Omega level. Yeah, that's what that is and everything like that. And that little whole thing you just left laying out there, another writer will come along and say that's Logan's baby. Good looking. Good looking. You don't know how many folks you pissed off with that. And you thought you were just gonna upset Black Panther fans. No, you pissed off X-Men fans too. Every X-Men fan don't believe in that nonsense. So you surprised you? Okay, don't be. Don't be. Don't be. What's going on, Big Vernon? What's going on? We in here, man. We in here trying to stay cool, bro. Trying to stay cool. Ryder Maverick said, we're riding the Lord for the second invasion of Wakanda. First one being the Skrull invasion. Scalp snatch, head on spike. So much gorgeous art. Out of everything, they haven't changed yet. What's one thing you think they better not touch for any of your favorite heroes? You know, they didn't did that already. They didn't did that already. I said it. I wasn't the only one that said it, but it wasn't as many folks that said it that actually meant it. Do not delete T'Challa in the MCU. We said that. We said, hey, if you delete this dude in the MCU, we done. We done. Like, I don't even know. I don't even want you to, I don't even know if you can understand to the level we will be done. I know the other dude said recast T'Challa. You didn't hear the or else that came after it. There was a ... or else. Well, once again, I got to salute the Rock With Me Nation. Black Panther fans that kept that thing above. Shout out to Kamoyo, because he be on top of this one. I used to say we got Black Panther 2 for 500 million because it only made 800 million. But when you look at how they really got their monies, no. Shout out to the Rock With Me Nation. Shout out to Black Panther fans that kept that thing above. Folks like to say protests and boycotts don't work. Sometimes you just need to keep your money in your pocket, stay at home, do something different. We actually got them for 800 million. So if you don't take streaming into consideration, the sequel, Black Panther 2, only made 500 million. Now, if you want to go ahead and get them the money for that and everything like that, 800 million. That ain't 1.3 billion. Eyes of Wakanda only lasted one season. We got the animation studio done. You won't get no second season of that. We good. That Black Panther, Captain America, 1943, Rise of Hydra video game, indefinitely postponed. We got them. That Black Panther video game, where everybody named Mama could be Black Panther, indefinitely postponed. We got them again. we got them again. Now, we know as moviegoers, because moviegoers like to say comic book fans don't go to the movies. Yes, we do. I don't know who told you that. It definitely wasn't your mom and your daddy, because if your mom and your daddy are comic book fans, they took you to your first movie. So stop that. We know that when it comes to trilogies, the third movie rarely outdoes the first one. It could be a farewell, a nice little farewell, but historically speaking, movie-wise, in a trilogy, the third movie doesn't do as well as the first one. Now, I want us to understand something. We got Black Panther 2 for 500 million. That's taking inflation into consideration. If we make an adjustment for inflation, we got them for more than that. And that was because we said, much like the dude that got upset about Coca-Cola changing the formula back in the day and said, I will not spend not one more dime on this until you bring back the original formula. What we said was, oh, say less. Right, like Ryder Maverick say, we got Wakanda at the house. And clearly, we know more and care more than the studio does, which is why I asked about fan fiction. So yeah, they already did that. Now they already got me. My issue is black writers should write Black Panther, not black activists. I like that. And I got exactly what you meant when you said that, Big Runner. I did. I understood that. Bars. I picked up exactly what you said when you said that. I did. I want to throw. Don't do it to him. Don't do it to him. But yes, so the question about fan fiction, I thank y'all so much for y'all participation and everything. The reason why I asked the question about fan fiction is because, well, if you want to know how T'Challa, okay, this is me getting ready to plug my own. If you want to know how T'Challa got back on the throne between the Avengers and what we get in Intergalactic, I got that story on YouTube. It ain't but 3-4 minutes long. About the time it take you to read a comic book. Right there. Okay. If it never made sense why Hunter wasn't in Wakanda. You ain't ever seen the royal family kicking the bobo, having fun. I brought Hunter home. Earth 421, but the fan fiction sits right there. In essence, complaining about ongoing stories. Well, if you got fan fiction that have ongoing stories, do you not have the ongoing stories? Or is it that, watch this, you need your Black Panther ongoing stories to come from Marvel for you to consider it legitimate? Is that what that is? Because once again, when was the last time you got a legitimate Black Panther story from Marvel? Whether we talking comic books or MCU, yeah, I said it. I got a what if question, but don't want to move too far away from the topic. That's all right. Ian, give me a few. We gonna adjust because we're gonna go right here. Because I asked the question earlier. Go back to it. There is no wrong answer. Do you follow social media comic book influencers for knowledge or for entertainment? That's the question on the table. There's no wrong answer. There's also no third answer. Like there's no third answer. There's only two answers. I asked that question for this reason. influencer or teacher? Is there a difference? And if so, what is it? In essence, what's the difference between, if there is a difference, what's the difference between a social media influencer and a social media teacher? I asked this question early when I was on TikTok. Big Cam, King Cam's Ujama podcast, pulled up on the TikTok. He would be what I consider to be a social media teacher. He's not an influencer. This dude that went to school. This dude is actually teaching you history, knowledge, world knowledge. That's what that is. He's teaching. He ain't trying to convince you. No, you can research what he's talking about, but he's teaching. So I wanted to know, to us, the Rock With Me Nation, I see we got 15 folks in here. Please subscribe and like if you don't mind. That's how we keep the lights on in here and everything like that. And definitely hit that like button if you don't mind. If you could, please, thank you. Pretty please, sugar on top. Yeah. Let me get back over here to these comments. Nazi say he want to throw coach. Please don't hurt him. Please don't hurt him. So I asked that question. Is there a difference between the two? Like I said, help me out. There is no wrong answer. I'm participating. We're all participating. What is going on, Big Jams? What's going on? We in here. And just to let you know, the question for the night, so you can think about it. Do you follow social media comic book influencers / creators for knowledge or for entertainment? Let me know in the chat. That's the question for the night. What we are discussing right now, is there a difference between a social media teacher and a social media influencer? Social media influencer, social media teacher. I'm asking that question for a reason. I'm gonna tell you where I'm at with it, so we can go ahead and keep that ball rolling. Right? It's 2026. We started this show off tonight talking about being on X, Twitter, and everything like that. Let me see what Ryder Maverick says. Ryder Maverick says, entertainment. I can do my own research. Sometimes I just want to read about T'Challa kicking butt and loving his wife. That's fair. That's fair. I think it's 3-3. It might be 3-3, 3-2. 3-3 entertainment knowledge. 3-2 knowledge. I'm gonna say entertainment knowledge. Tell you why I asked that question. Derek Bozeman came to the stage on December 8th. Derek Bozeman made his statement on December 8th with Urban Faith. Kevin Feige came to the stage on December 10th. 48 hours later. In the time frame since then, you still have people saying the same stuff about Shorty in 2026, which shouldn't be possible, that they said about her in 2020, 2021. When it came to Riri Williams 2 years ago, nobody spoke like their knowledge grew about that character. Even when we talk about Shorty today, you got Token the Fighting Game putting her out as the Black Panther. When was the last time Shorty, considering all these folks we got out here that's Black, social media influencers, and make their money talking about Black superheroes, when was the last time Shorty was a Black Panther? What I'm saying is the amount of fluent influences is not raising the knowledge of the Black superheroes. That's why I asked that question. It wasn't no trick question. But if more folks like going to Black superhero social media influencers for entertainment, then damn it, clearly they entertain it. Good. But the knowledge ain't being leveled up. Like there's a sacrifice being made somewhere. Ain't nobody learning. And that's us as a people. We ain't moved past Chadwick Boseman passed away. We're having the same, okay, I'm on my channel. Okay, I'm gonna watch what I'm saying. We're having the same doggone arguments on social media about Black Panther characters we were having 4 or 5 years ago. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. I can't make that make sense, because even in the Rock With Me Nation, we've grown the awareness of characters. But then again, I ain't out there like that, and neither's Daryl. So we literally have a whole bunch of folks more than happy to entertain people in regards to Black superheroes, but level up the knowledge. This is why folks think Sam Wilson is lame. That movie just came out, and you would have liked to have thought more folks knew this dude was from Harlem than thinking he was from Louisiana. Yet here we go. When folks talk about how lame that movie was, you know what they keep saying? Sam needs superpowers. So ain't none of these Black social media influencers told you he already got them? Ain't none of these Black social media influencers told you Sam hit like a brick house? None of them? But we want to know why Adam Brashear ain't came to live action yet. You want to know why Blade ain't got no movie yet. You wonder why Fastos showed up gay in the Eternals. You want to act hurt today that they butchered T'Challa's legacy throughout the MCU. Don't be mad now. Don't be mad now. One of the members on the Rock With Me Nation, I asked him, because he shared somebody's video who now is loud, even though he's a mantler. Not only is he a mantler, but he also signed off on the character being deleted live action. Now he's mad about how Marvel has been treating the character. Well, with that much emotion and that much swagger, right, and that much fan appeal, how more folks think, how is it folks still think it's just a mantle? Unless they just going over there to be entertained. Let me keep up. We have, but Hollywood isn't listening. Let me see. Anansi says, when I think of social media influencer, I think of someone who can motivate other people to do the same things the influencer does in terms of behaviors and practices. Okay, that's fair. A social media teacher might just teach people how to do something, but might not be as impactful as someone who can influence behavior. That's also fair. Big Bernie says we have, but Hollywood isn't listening. Falcon is cool, but what they did to him in the MCU was lame. They did, yeah. Also said the Sam Wilson in the Winter Soldier was not the same guy in that TV show or movie. That ain't the same guy in the comic books. (6'2", 240 from Harlem. But you need help getting a woman. You got all the bread. You mean tell me you got discharged honorably as a staff NCO? And you got combat ribbons, special service ribbons, and you stay in on-base housing, and you got a bank account with either USAA or Navy Federal, and you dress like your clothes all come from JCPenney. No, stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Rob had more swag than Anthony Mackie had swag in his high school picture. Damn, yeah. Oh, that's real. Rob sat up there with that FUBU sweater on, that FUBU hoodie. He had more swag in that photo than Anthony Mackie has had his entire time in the MCU. And he from Harlem? Okay, stop that. We don't know no rappers from Harlem. We don't know no folks from Harlem. Stop that. Stop that. I ain't even finna do that to Louisiana. I know somebody from Louisiana. We do too. Kamoyo. Who act like that? I ain't even finna do Louisiana like that. I ain't. I ain't finna do that. I ain't finna do that. Let me keep up with these notes. Flag Smasher was a cool villain ruined by the MCU. I didn't even know who that was. Because ain't that a whole organization? No, you're right. It's one villain. See? You're right. It's one villain. Please like the video. Y'all, if y'all don't mind, I mean, I appreciate this how we pay the bills around here and everything like that. So that's why I asked the question. Because while entertaining is nice, have we not found the knowledge of Black superheroes being sacrificed because we're being entertaining? That's the question. I know, we know, right? But if we know, who's teaching? If all they're doing is entertaining, how you grow the Black Panther fan base if all they're doing is being entertaining? Because you see it just like I see it. Ryder Maverick, I know you see it. Folks have been on social media arguing the same talking points. Well, they shouldn't be the same talking points if the knowledge is being grown. That's my point. The conversation should graduate. The conversation should evolve. But I see Buckmaster having the same conversations with folks he was having 4 years ago. Well, Buck ain't out there like that either. But when you look at who's out there, it boils down to this question. It begs this question. Are superhero influencers helping or hurting the Black superheroes in comics? Are superhero influencers? I'm the griot. I see. I'm tapping out on that one. I'm asking the question. There is no right or wrong answer. I'm asking based on everything we've been saying, everything we've been talking about tonight, how we feel, the comments we've dropped in the comment section. Are comic book superhero influencers hurting Black superheroes? Yes or no? In comics and the MCU. I'm asking the question. I told you this is going to be this type of show. There's no wrong answer. There is absolutely no wrong answer. Honestly, no. I think the activist writers are doing more damage than anything else. That's fair. Who calls it out? You're right. Okay. You got people reviewing the comics. Who calls it out? John, let's use John Ridley as an example. John Ridley gives you 15 issues. Who's supposed to say so? Who's supposed to say? When we talk about his comic, what are we supposed to be doing? I'm just asking questions. That's all I'm doing. I'm just asking questions. I'm not saying anybody's right and anybody's wrong, because no, you don't know what you're doing as a writer. You're going to harm the character, right? But then you have folks that get in talking spaces, people that we trust, people that we like, people that we consider credible. They're going to tell you whether you like it or not. Watch this. We have people that are very, very entertaining. They're mantlers. We have people that are very, very entertaining. To this day, knowing that they went and seen various movies, so they know what recast look like. We have people that are very, very entertaining and said that character didn't need to be recast. Entertaining is the consistent thing. They're consistently entertaining. But when it comes to being accurate, like I said, we know two folks that are very, very entertaining. They're very, very, they are big Black influencers, right? They are also folks that say it's just a mantle. Did they harm that character with that statement on their platform, or did they help that character? Because folks went to them as the experts. You had one of them go above and beyond to say, not that it's just a mantle, but because the actor passed away, the character shouldn't be recast. Is that doing the character harm, or is that doing the character good? Just asking questions. Because if you got a large audience, prime example, who's in the White House right now? So critics do talk, but money talks louder. Look who's buying based on a recommendation from an influencer. Nobody. I don't know what influencer that was, but keep me up to, let me know. Let me see. I say no, these writers don't need us to write their crap stories. In fact, they need, listen, I.A. Daily would still have a Storm solo if he had run Storm 3 by Leah Bob, but God, Lord Jesus have mercy. Okay, time out. Ain't nothing wrong. It's just what Ryder said. First of all, I love black women. I came from one. I love black women so much. I've had 4, as in 4 daughters. That's what, and a granddaughter, right? I love black women. And I'll tell you a real quick story. And it was yesterday. I went over to the front office, the landlord's office, and I was trying to get the non-renewal letter, because unless we get the non-renewal letter, we would have to move on our own. They would put us on month to month. And they violated our rights as tenants, Florida statute, by waiting to the last minute. They were supposed to notify us within 30, 60 days. They weren't going to renew the lease. They didn't let us know till 15 minutes on the last day of our lease, right? So I go over to the office, me and my wife, trying to let the folks know the severity of the situation. Say they got to go talk to somebody. Me and my wife come back to the house. I'm in the house washing dishes, trying to take my mind off of it. And I look at my wife. My wife's face cracked. She was hurt. My wife was hurt. My wife was in pain. And she had done nothing to be in that pain. I was livid. I could never see myself in a situation where somebody is harming a black woman, because I'm finna go black. As in, I'm finna black out. I'll come back to later on. My wife knew I was going over to the office with bad intentions. Bad. Not physical, because there wasn't nobody over in that office but women. But the verbal barrage that was getting ready to come out my mouth with not one profane word being used, oh, I was finna use every word that I've learned from reading an encyclopedia, a dictionary from front to back. They was finna get it. A brother saw the look in my eyes. He said, Theo, what's going on? And I explained the situation. He said, man, I got you. I got you. Just go back home. I got you. Me and my wife received an email at 4:15 saying that they were going to go ahead and issue us our renewal letter. We got the renewal letter at 4:45. Everybody can feel like how they want to feel about their woman, and that's fine. That's okay. But if you feel like your woman is the crown jewel, then I feel like our women are the crown jewel. Hold on. Come in. My fault. I thought there was somebody at the door. Clearly, I'm listening too hard. So I said all that to say this, Ryder Maverick. You had men that were sensitive. Of course, I'm not a woman. I'm not qualified for that. What y'all go through. That's all I can do is salute. But just know you did have brothers trying to let him know. You did. We tried to tell him good, but you were there though. So you were there. We tried. Hey man, don't. Okay, never mind. You okay? Go ahead. You ain't gonna listen. Let me keep going here. Let me see here. But they sure as hell would turn around and blame us when their flop stores do badly. Trust black writers. Okay, earn our trust. Absolutely. All day, every day. Anazi says some of these superhero influencers are out here disrespecting our black superheroes, and they would never do that to characters like Batman. You're absolutely right. They don't keep it above. That's why I asked that question. Because we're never going to say it's just a cow. I did a Captain America video. Do we really have this conversation about Steve Rogers? Do we ever say it's just a shield? And can we say it's been a lot of Captain Americas? Whether we talking retcons or not, Steve ain't been the only dude slaying that damn shield. He ain't. Especially Bucky, John, right. And they all been called Captain America. But who is the definitive Captain America? It's Steve Rogers. Now, I'm going to tell you why I'm saying it. Because black mantlers know that. Just like they know there ain't no solo comics for them characters that have been Black Panthers. So why are they deliberately misleading with their information? If they are in their 40s or 50s, they've seen recast. They've seen recast. They've seen where the character wasn't recast, but they didn't delete the fictional character that the real live actor portrayed. They've seen it. They experienced it. So why are they being deliberately disingenuous? I think that's a fair question. I don't know about that. I see a lot of people trashing classic Batman for not being a Punisher. Wrong time. They need to get they watch the Adam West show. They need to get over themselves. Let me see. Vernon said, I judge people on what they do more than what they are. Fair. That's fair. Vernon said there have been about 5 Captain America, but for me, Falcon needs to be Falcon. You are not the only one who shares that sentiment. Trust me. And we do have a 1-800 Black Hero video that will address that very thing. Stay tuned. Ryder Maverick said, I hate to see our black influencers attacking each other. That is something they've got to stop doing. It's been happening badly these last couple of days. Disagree, but always present a unified front. I agree. But then I want to ask, what do they disagree on? What is it that they disagree on? I asked that question because somebody could say me and somebody else disagree over DC So White. But what would be the disagreement? That DC has always been white? Because if you can say it's white today, then if you're listening to your elder, there's a breakdown in generation. I've started to realize that as well. Folks don't think Generation X reads comic books, goes to the movie, nor plays fighting games. I literally had somebody, comic book fans don't play fighting games. I'm saying, so you mean tell me you think the folks that read comic books where folks are literally fighting in it don't play fighting games? That's wild. And I'm going back to myself, damn, Theo, you ain't play Contra? I did. Damn, Theo, you ain't play Street Fighter? I did. I thought I did. You ain't play Tekken? I guess not. I guess not. You don't play Mortal Kombat? Shit. You no Call of Duty games. I mean, I know I was in the Marine Corps and everything, but I guess not. That is literally what's going on. And so the disagreement, because if they're looking at the source material, we ain't got to like the stories that were told, but the story was told. like that's what what are we disagreeing on? Because I ain't got to like you to agree with you. Are we disagreeing on the significance of Frank Rambo? Because I've seen that actually happen. Where, because I was one of them, talking on social media that devalue the significance of Frank Rambo. That's going to be a disagreement all day, every day. But why is that a disagreement? Why would we be disagreeing on the significance of Black characters, their representation? Because, as you said, it should be a unified front. It should be a unified. Are we at each other's throats because the MCU is giving a different version than what's in the comic books, and folks are going above and beyond to paint the MCU's version as the real version? Might that be the disagreement? Because I've seen that happen too. But then again, why would that be a disagreement amongst Black influencers? Wouldn't they all quote the comics as the source material? I can see a disagreement being about whether or not I like a character. I can see that, right? But I can't see where there should be a disagreement that just because the comic book is written by a Black person shouldn't obligate me to buy it. We should all be saying that Black person better handle their business. That's what we better. Hey, you better handle your business. Hey, don't come on now. Don't play. What would be the disagreement? And I'm just asking because I've disagreed with some people, and I know my disagreement where it always comes from the comic book, because there are folks that get with the MCU stuff, swear they comic book fans, and they'll say stuff like, well, Monica Rambeau never did anything significant as Captain Marvel. Because that wasn't said in the back room. That wasn't said on between two folk. No, that was said loud on social media. Monica Rambeau, when I'm saying she should have been the first Captain Marvel to debut in the MCU because she was the first female Captain Marvel. A Black comic book influencer said she never did anything significant as Captain Marvel. There's going to be a disagreement right there. Should there be? But there is going to be, especially coming from me, because I'm looking at the comic book. So you're right. We shouldn't be disagreeing. I'm just questioning. I'm wondering why we're disagreeing. If that's fair, why are we disagreeing? This happened with an influencer named King Queen. I try not to mention that name. I'm gonna tell you, I try not to mention that name. I see where you're going. I try not to mention that name because I'm like, I don't want nobody to ever get twisted. I hear how he talks about certain folks. I don't ever want somebody to be that comfortable. Like, don't be that comfortable. Don't. And I'm not necessarily thinking he's open to criticism, constructive criticism. Be a lot of yelling, cussing, and I'm about that pull-up action. I ain't necessarily about that. And me being a grown man, I can use that thing, but I don't want that. I want to feel your blood splat against my skin when I put my hands on it. And it ain't too many people ready for that type of smoke. So I'm gonna read the comment, but I'm gonna leave that name out. I don't want nobody being ignorant. Marvel failed Black. Ooh, Lord, let me keep it going. But it seems he made points in the past that people didn't like. The insults are ridiculous. Hold on. Oh, okay. Okay, girl. Okay, I like it. Thank you, girl. Yeah. What we was with. So, Ryder Maverick, Ryder Maverick, Ryder Maverick, Ryder Maverick, Ryder Maverick. Let's go here. So, Marvel failed Black Panther. This is fair. Fire video was, but it seems he made points in the past that people didn't like. The insults are ridiculous. I didn't comment on the video. Remember that question I asked earlier about influencers? He's a mantler. He's a mantler. Not only is he a mantler, but he's also somebody that supported the character being killed off. So now, to those who have been consistently saying the same thing, he comes across like a grifter, because talking about Black Panther is trending right now. They're talking about Black Panther 3. That's a heavy topic. But he is a mantler. He is someone that says it's just a mantle. And he's went above and beyond to bash folks that challenge him. It's one of those things where he and I both do stuff, but how he move, how I move, the videos I put out, the responses I get, vice the videos he put. See, ain't nobody mad at me about what I said in the past, because I've been consistently saying the same thing. I never said it was just a mantle. I never sat up there and acted like, oh, it's justifiable to delete the character because the actor passed away. That's why I said you got folks in their 40s, you got folks in their 50s, 40s, and 30s. They are used to recast, but when it came to Black characters, acted like it was something brand new, different. It was him. Ernie's the other one. So my question would be, what was the disagreement? Because if he's catching flack right now, I think the strongest word I would call him is a grifter. Bruh, you're not being consistent. Honestly, your statements in the past, while you mad at Marvel and you saying what they did, your comments were just as equally detrimental to the character. When you said it was just a mantle, you took away from T'Challa. When you justified them not recasting the character and you knew that was some trash, you justified what occurred to T'Challa. So Marvel ain't at fault by themselves. He played a part. And the folks that's getting on him, whether it's rightfully so or wrongfully so, whether they being rude or not, I believe in being respectful. They remember what he said. They remember what he said. Now, the question is, does he remember what he said? Does he remember? I'm one of those who can really thought that Chadwick should not be recast. You can change your mind, you know. Not everything needs a dish. You and some bad tape from 2017. We see, we learn. But you're coming from it from a fan perspective, and that's fair. When we're in this position right here, we're no longer fans. We're supposed to give you the truth. We're supposed to remove our feelings from it. I saw Fast and the Furious. You can be a Chadwick Boseman fan. I'm also a Paul Walker fan. The rationality in regards to Chadwick Boseman not being recast, first you got Paul Walker. I'm sorry. First you got Christopher Reeve. See, this is the teaching aspect. First you got Christopher Reeve. Paralyzed for 10 years, died 5 years after that, 15 years. The character was recast 5 years after he passed. Then you look at Paul Walker's situation. He actually perished while they were filming. I'll be looking at Black folks sometime and I'll be wondering where our minds be at. I'm going to be the one asking critical questions, critical thinking questions. Paul Walker passed away while they were filming. They didn't kill off his character. William Hurt passed away. Kevin Feige never came to the stage and made no big announcement whatsoever. And he was in way more MCU films than Chadwick Boseman. He was also, whether I like it or not, a more critically awarded actor than Chadwick Boseman. They replaced him. That's me saying that as a teacher. That's me saying that as a social media teacher, trying to get you to lock in as a black fan so you understand you're doing yourself more harm than good. Yeah, you can learn, but why go down the road that leads to a dead end when your elder is sitting up and saying, hey, that's a dead end. Go this way. Go this way over here. That's why I say it's a disconnect from Generation X on down. Because it's like, we can sit up here and tell you, you finna cause a lot of issues if you do this. Kind of like how we were telling Myra Aya Daily, if you keep bumping your gums, you're gonna cause more harm than a little bit. Do we need to say that, ask us, remind ourselves who Luke Cage married to? So yeah, we can learn. We can learn. Everybody ain't always as forgiving though, especially when you go hard in the paint with it. Your delivery is everything. And when you go hard in the paint, well, you can't necessarily be upset when folks match your energy. So yeah, let me keep going here. Black writers seem to be pissed off when they get the same smoke. No, it shouldn't be. No, if anything, here we go. One, I gave you a pass that I didn't give Buddy, but I do have higher expectations when it comes to you writing me. And I don't think that's wrong. So any black writer trying to make me feel bad, Christopher Priest, I'm good with that. No, do what you got to do. Like you say, suck it up and do it better. Suck it up and do it better. You absolutely right. Black Panther says, to whoever said Monica led the Avengers, but go off, I guess. They did. They went off. The sad part about it was, Panther, I got 2 aliases on Twitter. Council of Wakanda is the other one. I blocked them on the Theo thing, and they came after me on the Council of Wakanda saying, "I see, I ain't got time for this. It's Saturday." I'm not gonna let you mess up my joy on Saturday because you want some dumb. Because I'm sitting up here like that. I'm like, you want me to tell you that you really don't respect yourself as a black man? I'm trying not to go that hard in the paint. Shout out to Ryder Maverick. Some stuff I just don't be wanting to say. I don't. I would rather just walk away and say, you know what, we just gonna agree to disagree, and just because I don't be wanting to go that hard in the paint. So I definitely do understand what she's saying. Black Panther, people love being loud and wrong on the internet. God knows. Speak on it. Speak on it. I hope they had a blue check and at least got their little $1.27 for putting on that clown show. Lord have mercy. Say it. Oh, I didn't know he was a mantler. Sorry, I reposted his vid. Never heard of him before. Yeah. I see 17 people here. We do the ones that's here. Do we still have our grandparents amongst us and everything like that? Nana and them. We got them. Nana and them, grandma. Everything that's heard ain't meant to be said. Everything that's heard ain't meant to be said. It's not. The amount of misinformation in regards to black characters on social media, because folks need to understand, folks got their feelers out there. When you go above and beyond to say something stupid about a black, mind you, there's already a demographic out there that's talking stupid about the black superhero, so they don't need help. But when you go above and beyond to bash the black superhero or say something stupid about the superhero, they watching, they reading. I know damn good and well that Black Panther comic book is not the comic book Black Panther fans were asking for, but they read. They read the misinformation about T'Challa. They see how folks don't really know who T'Challa is. So if I'm the person that owns the character, why would I give you a story worth a damn when you don't know who the character is? There ain't nobody working here to check me on how I write the character. There is no Dwayne McDuffie. I give you what I want to give you. And clearly you don't know what you want because you out here talking stupid on social media. I own the character. I know what the character is capable of. Why would I give you the character you deserve? You got prominent social media, black prominent social media influencers deliberately disparaging the character. Somebody said he died in the comics. Did he? Shorty's the Black Panther now. Is she? You get a comic book, Black Panther Imperial, and even though Shorty is displaying the abilities of a griot, she's in a Black Panther costume. Who was that for? Who was that for? Sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. Black Panther, I feel that. But he does still hold those thoughts. But does he still hold those thoughts today? It's worth a question. But then again, is he humble enough to answer it? And then if you ask him the question and you don't get the answer that you were looking for, and his justifications don't line up like you think, what do you think about him then? Because maybe it's me. It might be the age and everything like that. But I have to remember the role I played. And if I played a role in the character being effed over, I gotta be real, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I played a role in the character being effed over, how I come at this, because that was my thing, Ryder Maverick. He's an aggressive on-air talent. He challenges folks, so folks challenge back. When you go above and beyond to be loud and be wrong, folks go above and beyond to be loud to correct you. I'm not saying it's right, but I've seen how this dude go back and forth with people. We ain't got that over there on my TikTok channel. We're not going to get into the name calling folks out their name, threatening folks in there. Oh no, man, I'm not doing that. No, that's no, no. Especially when we talking comic book characters. They be arguing over there like that. I'm like, y'all got that serious? That's crazy. That's great. Yo just got back. Mind if I ask you some stuff about Hunter? You can. We about to wrap this puppy on up. We've been in here for an hour 32. We got a few minutes left and everything like that. So moving right along. Thank y'all so much for that. Hey, I love that interaction and everything. There is no wrong answer. This is us chopping up the bobo, having discussion and everything like that. I love the interaction. So with that being said, how do we take the power back from grifters in regards to our black superheroes? Talk on it, speak on it, talk to me, chop it up. And while y'all thinking about that question that I just asked, Ian, go ahead and hit me with the question, big dog. Hit me with the question and we'll see what we got for you. First off, would you trust them all at all to prop? No. That's the easy answer. No, they ain't got Black Panther right. So no, I don't trust none of that. Fighting over people that don't even exist is great, man. Hey, that's why I said, like, what are we fighting over? It's the comics. The only thing we can have is a disagreement over whether or not something happened or not. Then once we go to the source material, what's the disagreement? Like, here we go. Ryder Maverick said, and I get it. I was crushed. I try and tell, because folks, not her, but some folks make it seem like if you wanted the character recast, you didn't give two damns about Chadwick. I was hurt. I was bawling like a baby. I'm like, damn, I ain't met the dude. Why am I crying this damn hard? Like, I can't stop the tears from falling. Like, what's going on? I ain't gonna let my wife tell you. I was almost like, remember Boys in the Hood? Remember movie Boys in the Hood? Remember Trey? Oh, I was gone. I was like, but then I had to say to myself, whoa, time out. Whoa, what's good? I'm like, what you mean? Oh, you ain't never met this dude. You in your feelings an awful lot for somebody you ain't never met. Talk to me now. What's going on? What's going on? I'm just saying, man, I feel the spirit. Oh, the spirit. Okay, spirit. So you ain't necessarily got to meet him physically to feel the loss of the spirit. Okay, I understand that. Well, what you gonna do about it? You just gonna sit up here and shed some tears by the dude you ain't never met, or are you go research the dude you been shedding tears over you ain't never met? Let me go do some research. Let me go get me some research. So, you I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it, Anansi. I'm trying to get there with you. The comic book is the comic book. So I don't know what the fight is over. Unless we talk about who could win between Icon and Superman. Now, I don't know why we would be fighting over that either, but I don't know what else we disagreeing over. Let me keep the party rolling. How do we take the power away from comic book grifters? I asked this question because going back and forth with them, sharing the negative content, that ain't it. Because if you go watch their video, share their video, leave a comment on the video, you've done nothing to sway them from making such content. It's kind of like that whole thing where me and Daryl have been saying we're reducing our footprints. Okay, because I don't know how to make you feel good about disrespecting me in the comic books other than just not effing with you. Same thing with the MCU. Oh, you deleted T'Challa? All right. And then you mess with him in the comic books, in the cartoons, and in the action figures. Say less. Say less. Say less. We ain't even gonna do the back and forth with you. We just gonna reduce our footprints. Well, what I will say is this. If I feel like the content creator is detrimental to Black superheroes, I do not watch, I do not engage, because I'm also in this business, and so I know what moves the numbers. I do not watch, I do not engage, as in leave a comment. I do not share. If they say something stupid on social media, I do not comment, I do not share, I do not watch, because I'm encouraging that person to keep making that same type of content. And I know folks that will keep making divisive content and won't change it up because they know controversy sells. But is controversy knowledge? I know folks in our business that all they do is generate controversy. Well, how does that help the knowledge grow, the fandom about Black superheroes, if we're stuck in controversy? By folks who are deliberately dealing in controversy just to get a buck. That's why I asked that question earlier. It's one thing to go to a content creator if you got other sources for knowledge. But if you don't have other sources for knowledge, right, and that person is entertaining, are you learning? Are you learning? Do you want to learn? Do you care to learn? I think those are the questions we need to ask ourselves as Black superhero fans. Does it matter? Ian says, big question. You said only members of the royal blood can ingest the heart-shaped herb. Does that mean Hunter wouldn't have been able to since he was adopted? That is a story that would have to be written. And that's the problem right there. T'Chaka adopted Hunter. Who told him to do that? Because we don't have stories of T'Chaka interacting with Bass. Well, Bass would have interacted with every Black Panther. So would T'Chaka adopt Hunter as his son without consulting with Bass first? I don't believe so. So there should be some connection there, but it hasn't been fleshed out. You know what they would take to flesh that story out? You know what you would have to do to flesh that story out, right? Because you're not gonna get it from the comic books, right? They've been saying it's just a mantle, but you ain't got nobody else talking to T'Challa outside of Shuri. I mean, you ain't got nobody else talking to Bass outside of T'Challa other than Shuri, but it's just a mantle. You just asked a great question. You did. But once again, you ain't never seen T'Chaka talk to Bass. And before he adopts a child, he got to run that by somebody. he got, now what she does, what she says is something different. Might be for another story. Like maybe Hunter needs to take it, and because she knows, or maybe T'Challa says, brother, you've been missing something since you've been a member of the royal family. And maybe they do it as an honorary thing. But how you finna get that story? Who finna tell that story, Ian? Yeah, it would be you or me or Ryder Maverick, right? Or my brother Daryl or Kamoyo or Buckmeister. It would be fan fiction. Other than that, you won't get it. Sound like a great story, though. Definitely sound like a great story. Something somebody could sink their teeth into, or claws, if you will. But yeah, so listen, that is it. I'm out. Yeah. We get in 2 hours, get in, get out, get in, get out. Once again, those who let me see here, got another one. Follow up. What 2 or 3 writers will you want to see come together for some new story? I need to see Cheryl Lynn Eaton. Can you report to the dance floor, please? I need Cheryl Lynn Eaton to the dance floor. And I don't get too damn about what folk got to say about how he got Aurora and T'Challa together. Resident Hudley, can you come on to the dance? Could you come on to the dance floor? You come on to the dance floor. Resident Hudley. Yeah, Jonathan Hickman, come on over here too. Yeah, let me get Jonathan Hickman. And then you ain't asked me about no artist. That's cool. Fareed Karami, come on. So yeah, Resident Hudley, Cheryl Lynn Eaton, Jonathan Hickman, written, I'm gonna say drawn by Fareed Karami. I can get that all day. Yes, sir. That's it. We out. Easy question. Easy question. That said, we are out. Thank y'all so much. This has been a blast. We nerd. We nerd. These cats. We nerd. That said, in the meantime, in between time till next time, and remember the late great Don Cornelius and Chadwick Boseman. I wish each and every last one of you love, peace, and so we out.